All right, day 2 post-op. I keep this wrap on for compression unless I am icing. Time to ice. Haven't iced yet today. It's morning time, about 10:40. Knee's a bit swollen, but that's expected. Not that swollen. As you can see, it's not crazy. A little numb there. He did a nice little shave. But you can see it's not like crazy big or anything. Definitely still has fluid in it. Small incision here, small incision here. Stitches will come out in about a week. Wrap off. This guy filled it up with ice water, the air cast. This will go on now. Basically just creates a snug fit around here. There we go. And we'll wrap this there. The bottom bit snug. Very cold. This has ice water in it to keep the swelling down. Outside of that, I've got my coffee here. This is my setup. I'm on the floor, so I can have my knee elevated a little bit. This has to flow downward. Otherwise, it won't put in the cold water. If this were on the ground, the water would warm up in the knee cuff. So it being high will keep the cold water flowing into here to keep this cold. So just easier and cleaner and less to deal with than ice. I will go from here and then I'll do my leg lifts. I've got 200 of these to do every day. It's a lot. And then 200 ankle pumps, which is basically just going back and forth, pushing my ankle to keep blood flow. And then I have 200 quad sets, which is basically just pushing my knee straight down, 200 reps. So basically I'm doing sets of 20, so 10 of each. And then also, this is the one I don't like, is flexion, but also very important because you want that range of motion to come back soon. But the reason I don't like it right now is because there's still fluid in my knee, and every time I bend in, it makes this weird, like little squishy, gargly noises. So it's kind of gnarly, but this is the stuff I have to do every day. Dealing with the ostomy is more challenging when I'm not able to use my right knees quite as much, especially first day when my leg was numb and I got back from the hospital. Was having to do some like ostomy gymnastics to try to empty the bag and the bathroom. It was not fun. Today is World Ostomy Day. A super meaningful day for me. Getting an ostomy back in February gave me my life back. A real lifesaver, truly, in terms of quality of life. It's taken away so much pain that I've had to deal with. Every time I would go to the bathroom in the past, it would flare up fistula pain because there was waste moving through it and infecting it and inflaming it. So the fact that there's not waste going through my bottom right now and it's coming into here instead is something that I've just learned to not be weirded out by anymore. I'm so grateful for it. And I hope the stigma for other people can just lessen around it, because it's an operation that's truly saves lives. And in some cases just give somebody a decent quality of life, which they haven't had in a long time. And that's my situation. And it saved my life in that respect, because the mental health place that I had gotten to was not okay in terms of not knowing if there was a way out of the pain and feeling so frustrated that there just weren't any answers. I would go to GI and they're like, I'd feel empathy and they'd be like, well, yeah, we just don't know what to do. And then I'd go to colorectal and they're like, oh, we're so sorry you're in this pain. But I can't take Advil. They don't want to prescribe me other painkillers for obviously good reasons. But what's the solve? How do I get out of this? Help. And it didn't feel like there was any way out, and there didn't feel like there was much help, which is why when I'm starting to build Ostaware, the most important thing I can do with Ostaware, in my opinion, outside of creating products that give people a better quality of life, is giving back to the mental health side of the disease of Crohn's, IBD, and ostomates. People don't understand the toll it takes on you mentally, and didn't understand the toll it took for me mentally as well. You end up in this place where you're like, why am I living? What is the point of this? If this is my quality of life, what is the point of living? And that sounds dark, and it is dark, but it's reality. It was reality for me, and know it's reality for a lot of people out there. And it's really important for me to be able to create something that brings real awareness and change around the mental health aspect of IBD and Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. And those of us with ostomies out there, it can take you to dark places. It took me to dark places. And even when I would hear people say, this too shall pass, easy to say that in the moment, really hard to feel like it will. The truth is, it does pass. It takes longer than you'll want, but it does pass. And I don't want anybody to check out before it will pass, because it will. So that's my goal with Ostoware, the mental health aspect of giving back through Ostoware. Deeply meaningful to me, and hope it can help others go through similar things that I've gone through. I'm sure it can, not just through me, but through the whole community support. And that's what this is all about. I'm one of many in this community, and I'm just trying to do my small part. Happy World Ostomy Day to everybody. It's a super impactful day to me, to everyone out there. This is my first ostomy day with an ostomy. Proud to be part of the community, proud to have an ostomy, proud to raise awareness around it and break the stigma. As an athlete, as somebody that plays pro pickleball, and as far as I've researched, the only racket sport pro athlete with an ostomy. Here doing my part and sending big love to everybody out there with an ostomy. Not just those with ostomies, but also those that take care of people with ostomies, people that are partners to those of ostomates. And just know that your role is just as important as those of us with ostomy. Your support is seen, noticed, and appreciated. Thank you for all you do.